Drop that gun now! Why did you shoot my dog?
It was a crisp afternoon in the suburbs of Atlanta. The wind carried the chill of the impending fall, rustling the amber and golden leaves scattered across the streets. But the usual peaceful hum of the neighborhood was shattered in an instant. A young girl, no older than 17, stood in front of her house, her eyes red from crying. In her hands, she gripped a gun. The kind you usually see in movies, but this was no film. This was real life. Her breath came in ragged gasps as she looked at the police officers standing at the edge of her driveway, their uniforms reflecting the setting sun. "Why did you kill my dog?" she yelled, her voice cracking with the weight of the question. Her trembling hand held the gun steady, but her mind was in turmoil. She had never imagined herself in a situation like this, never thought she'd be standing in front of these officers, pointing a weapon at them. The officers were hesitant, their hands slowly inching toward their own holsters. They could see the fear in her eyes, the desperation in her posture. She wasn't a criminal. She wasn't a threat. At least, that's what they all told themselves. But there was something about her energy, her pain, that made them pause. "Put the gun down, kid. It's gonna be okay," one of the officers said, his voice calm, but tinged with a hint of worry. But she didn't drop it. Her focus was razor sharp, the thoughts of her dog, her loyal companion, flashing through her mind. The poor creature had been nothing but kind, had been there for her through every difficult moment, and now it was gone. Gone at the hands of those who were supposed to protect her, not take away the little light she had left in this world. The officers didn't know how to react. Their training had prepared them for many situations, but this one felt different. They had already made the wrong choice earlier when they arrived at the house on a noise complaint. In the chaos that ensued, her dog had been shot. No one had expected this outcome. Her name was Jamila, and this was not her first encounter with the police. The community had always whispered about the tensions between the local police and black families in the neighborhood. Jamila had witnessed the way her father was treated, the looks, the assumptions. But today, it wasn't her father standing there, it was her. And the pain she felt was overwhelming. Suddenly, the sound of a car pulling into the driveway caught everyone off guard. It was a sleek black sedan, the kind you never expected to see in a neighborhood like this. Out of the car stepped a woman, her stature commanding yet graceful. She wore dark sunglasses that concealed most of her face, but her confident stride was unmistakable. The police officers straightened up, almost instinctively, as she walked toward them. "Jamila," the woman called out softly, her voice calm but powerful. Jamila didn't lower the gun. She didn't even look up at the woman, who had now come to stand beside her. The officers, still unsure of what to do, watched this new arrival. "You have a gun," the woman observed, her eyes briefly flicking to the officers. "Put it down, baby girl. This isn't the way." Jamila's tears blurred her vision, and she couldn't speak. The weight of her grief was crushing. Her mother had always warned her that the world would never see her the way she saw herself. Jamila had never wanted to be a statistic, but in this moment, that was exactly what she felt like. The woman's hand reached out gently and took the gun from Jamila's hands. She didn't force it. She simply guided her daughter, and the gesture felt like a mother's understanding of everything Jamila had gone through. "I'm sorry, baby girl. I know how much that dog meant to you. But this isn't the way to get justice." The woman turned to the officers now, her gaze steady. They could feel the authority in her stare. She wasn't just a concerned mother. No, she was someone much more. "I am Agent Harper, FBI, and I want to know exactly what happened here today." Her voice was a smooth mix of command and calm, but there was no mistaking the fury behind her words. She had seen it all, corruption, injustice. But this was personal. The officers froze. The name FBI had more power than anything they had known in their careers. But what they didn't know was that Agent Harper wasn't. Agent Harper stood with her daughter in the driveway, the tension still thick in the air. Jamila's tears had slowed, but her heart still ached. The pain from losing her dog, the anger at what had happened, it all mixed together into a storm she wasn't sure how to navigate. She felt safe in her mother's presence, but the fear she had been holding on to for so long was still there, lingering in the background. "Mom," Jamila whispered, looking up at Agent Harper. "Why did they do this to us?" Harper sighed, looking down at her daughter. She knew the question wasn't just about the dog. It was about the way they had been treated, the way their lives were constantly under scrutiny, even when they followed the rules. It wasn't just the police that had let them down. It was the entire system. Harper turned back to the officers. They stood there awkwardly, unsure of how to respond to the sudden shift in power dynamics. "Can someone please explain why a harmless animal was shot?" Harper's voice was colder now, like steel wrapped in velvet. "Because I'm sure the official report will say something entirely different, but I want the truth." The officers fumbled for words, but it was clear they knew they had messed up. Jamila's dog had been an innocent bystander, caught in the crossfire of a misunderstanding. The police had acted too hastily, too aggressively, and now they had to answer for it. Harper's eyes narrowed. She had seen enough. She didn't need to hear the excuses. She didn't need to watch these officers squirm. She had already made her decision. "I want this entire incident documented," Harper continued, her tone unwavering. "And I want an internal investigation. You can't just kill people's pets without repercussions. This is not okay, and it will not be swept under the rug." Jamila, still reeling from the events, felt a sense of empowerment growing inside her. Her mother was the FBI, but she wasn't just a figurehead. She was a fighter. And in that moment, Jamila realized that she didn't have to fight this battle alone. The police officers nodded, some still hesitant, others more resigned. They understood that their actions would now be under a microscope. But for Jamila, the real victory came when her mother wrapped her in an embrace, offering the kind of comfort only a parent could give. As the afternoon wore on, the neighborhood began to settle. The police were still processing the incident, but Jamila didn't care about that right now. She was finally seeing the world in a new light. Justice wasn't something that came easily, but she had seen firsthand that it could be fought for, no matter how painful it might be. With her mother's support, Jamila knew she would never be silenced again. They would stand together against the system, even if it meant risking everything. Sometimes, in life, the people we expect to protect us are the ones who hurt us the most. It's in moments like these that we must find the strength to fight back, to demand justice. Have you ever been in a situation where you had to stand up for what was right, even when the odds seemed impossible? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories that challenge the system.